tell you that you're lucky because I wrote like a 45-minute Disney play. We're not doing that. Not sure what you'd call this play, Cajun noir or something like that. In some ways, it's what T.S. Eliot would have called an objective correlative. I wrote a song a year or two ago called Breakdown, and the play is sort of an objective correlative to the song. But you're really lucky because I'm not going to sing the song. It also does not have a single reference to the Greek gods in it, which is really surprising because the name of the play was originally called Orpheus Balloons. I'll introduce my cast. Walker T. Ryan as Hawk. Walker is a real blues man, so it's very poignant to have him reading this. Bill Campbell as the sleazy gambler. We have Nancy Hobbs as Marie. And Tracy Miller as Cherie. And Connie Bennett as the narrator. Thank you very much.
Breakdown by R. Scott Gillespie. Characters: Travis Hawkins, Hawk, blues singer, indeterminate age, called Hawk by his fans, though he despises it. Wears a black overcoat and a black hat. Usually carries a guitar. A serious man, not given to smiling or laughing. There is an understated passion about him that escapes. Marie, a beautiful woman. She may have been an entertainer, perhaps a singer or dancer. She is fond of what she conceives of as the high life, although she is not well suited to it. She is impulsive, outspoken, and just awful somehow, all while her internal beauty shines through. William Butler, Bill, card player, shrewd, knows everyone's weakness, athletic but a bit of a dandy, affected good humor with something of a hidden sneer. Cherie, tall, beautiful, soft-spoken, she's a bartender or a dancer, someone who knows men yet forgives them their excesses. Scene. In one sense, Hawks is telling the story with himself as a character. The three scenes of the play are Hawk's house, the roadhouse, and the crossroads outside the roadhouse. In another sense, the whole story is taking place in Hawk's mind. Time. Some nebulous time before the internet. When automobiles were the best way to convey news from place to place, telephones were still connected to buildings, and people still listened to the radio. The curtain rises. Hawk is standing downstage with his foot on a chair. A guitar is strapped to his back.
I am not what most folks would call an educated man.
Marie enters wearing a housecoat, robe, or long nightgown.
Oh man, you didn't even finish high school.
But I am a man of words.
Hawk removes his foot from the chair. Marie sits.
You try to talk to him.
My father was a preacher. He was a man of words too when he died.
No, but which one are you doing? Son of a preacher man or Papa was Rolling Stone?
When he died, my brother and sister ransacked his estate. In addition to the house, the furniture, and all the money, they took every Bible. Every book that had any kind of reference to Jesus and God, which in my daddy's house was most of them. That suited me just fine.
You're pagan, Travis Hawkins. A church-going pagan.
That suited me just fine because they left the books on music, gospel singing. They left his old guitar. I've carried that former in my head and the latter on my back, most as I could ever since.
Hawk looks at Marie as if expecting a response. She stares back uncooperatively.
My siblings did not know, what my siblings did not know was that he also taught me his secret religion. He taught me to play the blues. Taught me alone. In darkened rituals, he abandoned the high holy mass for something with more gravitas. The 12-bar blues.
I told you you were a pagan.
Taught me to leave behind the jubilant major and sorrowful minor chords of the church. He taught me the seventh chord, how it sits on top of the other notes, in a chord like a voice crying in the wilderness. Taught me the tritone, the devil's note, the pentatonic scale instead of the Pentecost.
Now you are a crazy pagan.
And more. He taught me the circle of fifths, how chords connect in an endless chain going up and up without end. That's all the blues are, he said. You drop down a fifth for relief, then tease up a fifth. First to provide tension, then to enhance resolution. But sometimes, I knew sometimes you just stay up at a fifth. And that becomes your tonic all over again. It becomes a new key with new fifths, and you can continue and just go up and up until you have exhausted all the notes of the chromatic scale. And then you return to the original key, so that it goes on forever like a ladder up to heaven. There are angels swirling in formation wherever you play.
Boring.
There were deeper mysteries too. Chords, harmonics.
Are you going to tell the story or what?
Every morning I would comb her hair with a tortoiseshell comb.
Marie hands Hawk a comb, and he begins to comb her hair tenderly.
I would run my hand up and down her spine like mountain ridges and feel the play of her hair against the back of my hand. And her smell. Oh God, her smell. It was not just that she smelled better than any other woman I have ever smelt. It is that she smelled better than anything I have ever smelled. Anything I could imagine ever smelling. And her voice. There was a peculiar quiver in it when she talked to me, a kind of catch, a certain momentary hoarseness. The sound of it was heaven to me.
That is not the story.
I wanted to play the blues. What I did was work at the mill. Then every night I went down to the roadhouse and played the blues. No matter how many nights I played, no matter how much of my soul I sold to the smoke and the murmuring crowd, every morning it was still there, the mill. Waiting like a mouse hotel, every day trapping part of you could not afford to lose.
Working was definitely not your problem.
By and by they began to send us home from the mill when the machines were idle. They did not pay for us standing around. I do not mind because they left me more time for her and the blues.
Mostly the blues.
We lived at the top of a hollow. At the end of the road that led up a long divide, walking it was faster to go up and down a set of steps. We had maybe 1,000 steps leading up to our house.
242. 242 steps.
In the winter, going to work in the darkness was like descending into hell. Walking into the deeper darkness of the divide, seeing the red-orange flames of the mill burning dully in the distance, rattling like a diamondback.
Oh, the deeds of dull men are dark.
But going home was different. The mill vanished into darkness. Going home was like climbing to heaven because she was there. Going back down to the roadhouse later each night was like a dream because she was with me. The blues were with me.
Night after night after night and on
And then one night-
and on.
I came home and she was gone. 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 Gone.
Marie gets up out of the chair and exits.
All of her things were gone and I was done. That was the night I wrote Getaway Moses. It seemed like I'd spent my whole life rolling a rock up that hill only to have it rolled down again every second I let go. When I went to the roadhouse that night, there was no joy, only dread anticipation. I did not know she would be there. Not sure I wanted to be there.
Hawk exits. Lights dim. When they brighten, the scene has shifted to the roadhouse. Bill, Marie, and Cherie are sitting at a table downstage. Hawk enters. Marie pointedly ignores Hawk. Cherie follows Hawk with her eyes. Hawk moves downstage, addressing the audience.
When I got to the roadhouse, she was there, but not look me in the eye, playing cards or something. I had to do my set, so I could not talk to her until it was over.
Hawk walks over to the table, grabs a chair. Marie looks away.
Hey, Hawk.
Can anyone play in this game?
So, free country.
Please.
Hawk sits down next to Marie. She inches her chair away towards Bill. Hawk grabs Marie's arm gently. She twists free with an exaggerated motion.
You keep your hands to yourself, Travis Hawkins. We are not married.
Been proposing to you for pretty much the whole 2 years we've been shacking up.
You are not my husband.
Where are your things?
None of your business.
I never liked Bill Butler. Not one bit. Card players are sleazy in general. Bill was no exception. He was the sort to have one eye on the mirror, fancied himself handsome, high-dollar suits. Liked to look at himself. He liked to call himself Blackjack, a nickname no one else used. He would laugh when he said it, show people the leather sap he carried in his left pocket, pat his right knowingly like he carried a small pistol. Right then it looked like Bill was going to tell me to leave Marie alone. I could see him start to speak. The words did not come out of his mouth. Right then, I went from not liking him to hating him permanently. I waited for him to say a word. I would have taken my fist, then done my best to change his face so that not even he could have thought it was pretty. To me, it was hideous, a leering reptile.
How you doing, Hawk? Deal him in, Bill.
They play cards for a moment or two before Marie turns towards Bill. She sticks out a leg covered in a fishnet stocking and cuts in exaggerated fashion.
Why, Mr. Butler, you do cut a fine figure of a man. How is it that you keep so trim?
Something in the way she said it hurt. Hurt so bad I could not stand it. My chest caved like I'd been kicked. I struggled to breathe.
Boxing. I keep in shape by boxing. Miss Marie, I must say that your figure is more than delightful yourself. What is your secret?
Why, I keep in shape by dancing and making love.
Miss Marie, would you care to join me outside for a smoke?
Well, Mr. Butler, I don't mind if I do.
Bill stands, offers his arm to Marie. She takes it and they stroll off stage. Hawk stands, puts both fists on the table, lowers his head, and trembles in a combination of hurt and rage. Hawk starts to follow Bill and Marie. Cherie grabs his arm and stops him.
Hawk, don't. She's not worth it.
Hawk frees his arm, then doesn't follow. He looks murderous, but then like he is about to cry.
She is everything to me.
You could have any woman you want.
She is all I have got.
Hawk begins to turn and follow them again. Cherie stops him again.
Me, Hawk. You could have me. Come with me. Let's just go.
Hawk looks at her tenderly for a moment, then breaks free and begins to exit. As he exits, Marie rushes past him back into the room. Lights dim. When they brighten, we are outside the roadhouse at the crossroads. A radio tower with a billboard attached is across the street. Hawk enters.
Never liked Bill Butler. Now I hated him. Always talking over my music, starting a slow, ironic clap when there was no other applause. Her, I just could not hate her no matter what she did. You do not know sick until you've seen the woman you love go off with another man. It's like phantom pain when the limb's been cut off, the numb you feel before the real pain begins, like burning fire, feeling ice cold when it first touches your skin, confuses the senses. Now my head was whirling. Boxer, I knew I would tear him limb from limb. More than that, in those days a blues man always carried a pistol. Mine was huge, a .45 stuck in my coat pocket, and now it hung in my memory like awaiting a sacrament. For the first time in my life, I wanted to end somebody else's.
Bill walks out from behind the radio tower, pauses, and regards Hawk with disdain, fingering the pocket where his blackjack is kept.
What do you want, Hawkins?
He thought he was a hard man. The hesitation in his voice betrayed his fear. I intended to reach for my pistol. Instead, all I could think of was the last power of the blues man. The power to make a deal with the devil at the crossroads at midnight. As the clock struck midnight, I came up with my guitar instead of my pistol. I started with a single chord, E minor 7, the devil chord. Ran my fingers up and down the neck like climbing a ladder to save my soul.
Hawk plays the one-finger chord on his guitar. Bill startles as if Hawk was drawing a gun, then settles down for a moment, listening.
I played a true love lost and found, of loyalty and lives together. I have said that I am a man of words. When I play the blues, there are no words. It is how the music makes the words go away. So when I say I played these things, I do not mean I sang. What he heard? Maybe he heard of shallow graves, quick ends for sleazy gamblers. One thing my pagan heart is thankful for is that he did not test my resolve.
Bill exits.
When I finished my song and looked up, he was gone.
Marie enters and looks around. She looks horrified.
Where is he? What have you done?
Come home with me, Marie.
Bastard. What have you done? Where is he?
Hawk says nothing and silently turns and begins to step slowly off stage. Marie follows but continues her talk.
I am not coming with you.
Hawk continues and Marie follows. As Hawk exits, she follows along, still talking.
Do you hear me? I am not coming. We are through. Through.
The lights dim briefly, then Hawk re-enters carrying a chair. Marie follows.
You are not man enough for me. Do you get it? Do you get it? What's wrong with you? Pay attention.
Hawk continues down stage, then sets down the chair in front of him. Marie continues angrily but gradually trails off and sits down.
What part of I don't love you do you not understand? I'm not interested. It's not going to happen. Do you get it? Do you get it?
That walk back up to the divide to the top of the hollow, that was the longest walk of my life. It was like a condemned prisoner walking the last mile. My legs were made of lead. I felt wrapped in chains. The things she said destroyed me. They ripped the flesh from my bones. They were beyond nightmares. They were things my brain could not accept. But I could not hate her. And I would not hate myself.
Marie hands Hawk a comb, and he begins combing her hair. She visibly relaxes.
Going up those 1,000 steps, my soul died 1,000 times.
242. 242. And 42, can't you count, man?
Things got better after that. Getaway Moses got picked up by a record label.
Mm-hmm. You're a legend in your own mind.
I got some gigs in the big city that paid pretty good.
Sure can be.
And after I wrote Breakdown, I began to get something of a reputation among the college crowd and your wholesome writers of the lighter notes.
Yeah. Both letters you got were pretty favorable.
One day the royalties began rolling in. Marie liked the sound of that. Royalties, I mean. Eventually I was able to quit my job at the mill, but not before I climbed those 1,000 steps another 1,000 times. 242 steps.
Little wonders never cease.
All in all, my life has not been too bad. Who would have thought that Marie would turn out to be a peaceable sort? She has. Most days when there's any yelling at our house, it's the kids in the yard. Me, I have gotten quite a reputation for a blues man. The people accuse me of being classically educated. Me, I do not know. I look at those 242 steps these days and it makes my knees cringe. I think I've got some kind of arthritis going on. I think sometimes maybe I'll move, maybe not. Sometimes I get to thinking about that ass, Bill Butler. Praise God that I did not pull that trigger. Maybe I am a church-going pagan. When I face St. Peter, I will tell him this. When I thought that I had lost my greatest love, I descended into the underworld. I played so sweet that the devil consented to let her return with me, given the condition that I did not look back. Climbing to the surface, I heard so many frightening noises, grew so fearful that she was not following me that I almost turned back. She almost fell back down into the underworld, never to return. To me, that does not sound like a very good story, but I hope St. Peter has respect for the fact that I walked out of hell and I never looked back.
Curtain and a plan.